The trains we're going through maintenance on our line. And then I go on the bus. The bus is in traffic for an hour and a half. And the whole time I'm sitting next to this guy, and the whole time he's like, he's like squirming in his seat. I'm like, what's wrong with this guy? I swear to God, I look over at his phone. He's like on Google Maps looking directions to a place, and he's like, and I look at closer, and it's for adult circumcision. And I'm like, this guy, okay, I didn't feel so bad anymore. I'm like, okay, it's fine. Like, I don't need to. I'm not late. I'm fine. Like, I should. this guy's late.
He's 25 years late, bro. He's
25 years late.
All right. Hey, everybody. And we are live, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, forget ladies and gentlemen. Hi, Gabe. I'm so happy to see you, buddy.
Hey, man, you were sick. How did you do your show all sick on Friday? You drove in a snowstorm.
Oh,
I
didn't
winter.
do any shows, buddy. Oh, but it's a long, sad, depressing week. Oh yeah, let's start with you.
You canceled?
Give me some of your happy
No.
news. Oh yeah, this flu
happy
cost
news.
me
Happy
$800.
news. It's all. No, dude, that's like 2 months'
Terrible.
rent. That's
Let's start with you, buddy. Let me hear your
dude.
let
I'm
me hear your
sorry.
pretty voice, man. I haven't spoken to a human in so long. Let me.
What did I do? No. What did I do? I don't know. I did a couple of shows, pretty fun shows, weird shows. Like one show would be like, oh, these are good comedians, and the next show would be like, everyone is like everyone's so stupid. Everyone's like insane, and there would be like one really like good guy. I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna attach myself to you. Tell me everything you know about the scene. Tell me where to go.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. I'm applying. There's like these. It's funny. Okay, this is funny. So I'm booking these shows, right? A lot of these shows pay. They pay like decent, whatever. They pay like £50 or whatever, which is pretty good. That's like $80-$90, right? Right? They just pay. They're like, yeah, apply. Because there's so many comedians in London. There's so many producers. There's so many shows that they like don't know who is who. And so many people come out to shows, right? So all the shows are packed and they're paying and stuff. Yeah, there's a crazy amount of shows you can do. And so I applied. So I applied to the show. It's like, okay, what do you want to be? You can get a middle spot, a headliner spot, opening spot. It pays like £20, £40, £80, whatever. And then I'm like, oh, I'll apply for a middle spot or whatever. And it pays like £50. And they're like, I sent them a video. They're like, oh, like I sent them the one for Brockville, the one that Chad Noonan made for us, right?
Yeah.
And then they were like, oh, good news, you got in this. We would love to have you on this show. It pays this much. I'm like, that's amazing. And then it's like, well, and unfortunately, all our shows are booked up until next year. So if you want, would you like to do the show in 2026? And I'm like what? 20? I'm gonna be dead. Like we're all gonna be blown up by that. What are you kidding me? 2026? So it's kind of like, like the French comedy scene in Quebec where they have seasons. They book all their shows for like 18 months. It's kind of like that. So I have to like book all. Like I booked a paid spot in May. I'm like, even in May, I was like, man, May, that's so long. But it's like,
No,
okay,
dude,
you could.
That's normal.
It's how I have to go about it.
No, that's normal for
No, but like
shows.
just but it's just random. It's not like these places aren't okay. So it's totally different. It's weekend and not weekend. It's like it's. I wouldn't say it's similar because it's so many different types of shows. Like it's not a place isn't like just promoted by like the same way Sid does it. It's a person that's not as like professional. Let's say. It's like a person that's just kind of throwing together. So
Where clearly
I'm
they
like,
are professional. If they're
are
like,
you just like?
I mean, they are professional if they're like, hey, we can give
I
you a
don't know.
spot in 2027.
But
That's
I'm like,
crazy.
are they messing with me? Are you just screwing with me? Like, I don't know if they're like actually like are they just like booking a bunch of shows and then it's after 3 weeks they're like, oh yeah, we're not doing the show anymore because this is done. Like I could just imagine like by the time my spot comes, the show's gonna be over. A new show's gonna take over. They're gonna rename the whole thing. The bar's gonna shut down. Like I don't like I see something a year away, and I'm like, that's never.
Say
Like-
yes.
Like
Just
I'm gonna
say,
be living
yeah,
in
sure,
like
I'll take it.
Switzerland, maybe. Yeah, I said yeah. I said yeah, and I also said, can I do a spot next week? I'm like, can I also?
Yeah, can I do it?
I-
If anyone drops
Because right now
out.
I'm thinking week to week.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. Yeah, you just landed.
Yeah.
You don't know the system. You're learning the language. That's cool. So
Yeah,
so
I
you
don't know.
got,
I don't
like,
know anything.
You're starting to like build a. I just thought about this. My ex girlfriend, she's like a bar events
Mhm.
manager in central London,
Really?
but she books musicians.
Oh,
Maybe I should put you in touch with her so you can like do your own show.
maybe we could organize a show.
Yeah,
Yeah, that'd be interesting. That'd be amazing. Why not?
we're still
'Cause,
on,
like,
very
there's-
good terms.
Every. That's good. That's amazing. There's so many scenes. Like every scene has like. There's like London, which is a huge scene, which like a bunch of little cliques and a bunch of big cliques and this and that. And then there's like every town around London has its own scene with like 50 comedians. So there's like, I went to this area. It's like, it's by like the sea. It's like about an hour on the train. And I went to did a show like last Friday, I think. And it's just like some random bar. I go in, it's just filled with people. And there's all these comedians coming through. I'm like it's such a random. It's like a bunch of different, and they're like, oh yeah, you can just like jump on the train, and I'll go an hour. I'll get paid like £80. I'll run over there, get 80. I'm like, oh geez, like you can slowly build up like a work, just by
Yeah,
taking the
if you
train an
do-
hour or two,
If let's say okay, £80. Let's say you do 5 shows a week, which is respectable, right? This is what you're supposed to do as a comedian, 5 shows a week. If you do £80
Yeah.
a show, that's £400.
Yeah, that's
a week
like a million.
cash, right? Yeah, you're like
It's
you
like-
can buy.
yeah, it's pretty
my
good,
apartment
but,
in Montreal. You don't need to hang out with your girlfriend. She hates you now. It's okay. She got you. She got
Yeah.
everything she wants from you.
It's true. She got me. I'm here, so I might as well make
She
the most
got
of it.
you-
Yeah, I'm doing a
got you in
show
the UK.
tomorrow. Yeah,
Yeah, she got you in the UK. She isolated you from all your
funny.
family.
yeah, and I'm just like, all last week I was like, I need to get out. So I just started messaging like a million, just messaging millions of people like, let me do your show. And I realized I was sending people my link on Google Drive with like my video. People don't like to click a Google Drive. They're like, is this a virus? This is gonna kill. So I put
Yeah.
my video as a YouTube unlisted, and now everybody got back to me, and I'm like, everyone's scared. Everyone's scared of cameras, viruses, links.
Listen,
Like they will just like ban my email. They're like, okay, yeah.
I yesterday in my feverish state, I had a epiphany. You know when you have epiphanies? I had the epiphany where,
Yeah.
since I'm a businessman, I should approach every person as a customer or a client. So you have to
Mhm,
think
mhm.
like, okay, these people, they're potential clients of Gabriel Omasi Comedy. And thus, a customer wants simplicity, ease of mind, and a quality product for a good price. So if you send a Google link, they're like,
Mhm.
oh, what? Google link? I have to click.
Yeah.
YouTube, they know what's a YouTube. Everyone has
Yeah.
seen a YouTube video. So it's much easier.
Yeah. Easy.
Plus, if you send it as a message, usually there's a little like preview of what you look like. Right?
Yeah.
So they're like, all right, he's not just showing me
Yeah.
something. It's not a video of his
It's true. That's funny.
singing
That's
God
so
Save
true.
the Queen while taking the camera. So you have to approach it with that, because now you're an actual industry. English comedy in Montreal, there's no industry really. There's no possible growth. Nothing can
Yeah.
happen. You have to leave Montreal or you have to do the road. But in the UK now, there's a star
Mhm.
system. You're talented. You have 45 years of
Yeah, a little bit.
experience. You have material. You can pull out jokes
Yeah.
you haven't done in 10 years. You know what I mean? They don't know all your
It's
old
true.
jokes.
Oh, I did do it. Dude, I did my orange bit first time since the 80s. Killed. Everyone loved it. Everyone's like, "Oh my god, this guy's a genius." They're like, first of all, they're like, "What's a dentist?" I've never been to the dentist. I'm English. My So they're like, "Wow, that's such a unique observation about going to the dentist."
Him and his North American jobs.
Yeah.
A dentist? Wow. We've seen those on TV. Is that like Dr. House, that guy? Is that a dentist?
every
That's
every
so funny.
English dentist like procedure is like a House episode because everyone's teeth is so rotten that it's like you need a Dr. House to like solve like we need to is it a skin bone disease in his mouth?
Nah, the guy just hasn't brushed his teeth in 16 years. That's all. Oh,
No.
that's so funny.
Yeah, he's just gross.
That's good. So you're going out. You're making friends.
Um,
You're building reports. You're getting people to like you.
Yeah,
Have you
I'm
made a friend
so
yet?
good at
Yeah.
uh
What are you good at?
yeah, every show I go to, I see one guy. I'm like, this guy looks the most normal guy. Like he looks like he's there. He's gonna he's not too cocky, not too dick, not like a lunatic. I'll talk to him, and then this guy's like, "Oh yeah, come to my show in Kentish Town." And I'm like, "Okay," like, or I'll talk to the host, and he's just like, "That was great. Come to my." I sent you the audio clip of that guy sending me the
Yeah.
voice note of that British guy.
deep-
He's like, "Hello, mate." Oh, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, like
All right, dude, no problem. There's also, I think it's called Open Comedy. I'll try and find a link in a minute, mate. But there's a couple of gigs going in Colchester, and what was the other one as well? I'll keep my ears out for you anyway. Anything I get, I'll forward it on to you. And obviously, you're welcome back at mine any Friday if you want, bro. And I do other venues as well. So if you want to hop on some of them, I'll let you know as soon as I get them. Right, cheers, dude.
everyone's so friendly, like insanely crazy, like welcoming, like just too not used to it. I'm used to like everyone in Montreal like being scared and like cold. Everyone's like like everyone.
I don't know. I don't know what you were rotting in Montreal. You needed to leave Montreal because that image you have of Montreal, I don't have it at all. You were just rotting, doing the same
Every-
open mics with the same 15 people and not going anywhere. So you started
that's the
hating
worst.
everybody. You needed to
No.
leave, man. That's what people
Yeah.
tell me. Like, why did he
Yeah,
go?
yeah,
I'm
I
like,
feel
'cause
that.
I think it's good for him. Want to hear a
Yeah,
funny
100%.
story?
It's actually, but
Sorry. Yeah, go ahead. Go.
yeah. No, you tell. I'll tell you. I'll go after.
So this is a funny story. So 2 weeks ago, before I was sick, actually probably the day I got sick, I'm doing a show at Estrella. I go second, I believe. Crowd was rough. I could tell no one was laughing. Everyone was tight. I go on stage and I'm doing new jokes now because I've been writing every day. So I'm like, I'm trying to write my new hour. So I'm working on new jokes and I do a new punchline. And there's a guy, a couple in the front, and the guy he's drinking while he's talking, like he's drinking while he's watching the show, and he hears the punchline, and then he like he spits right, like he's laughing and spitting, and the spit just goes all over my face. I'm like,
Oh no!
so I'm like, did you just huck toi on my face after a punchline? Crowd erupts.
That's
Laughter changes the
That's
mood.
great.
Everyone's in a good mood. And I'm like, I don't know
Wow.
if I should be
That's
offended
funny.
or I should be complimented. Like, I had all these mixed feelings. To have a man
No, it was
spit
good. That's
in your
funny.
face beer. Yeah, I told the crowd,
Dude,
like,
that is
I
should
made
have
a
been
woman
filmed or something.
I should have filmed it. I told the crowd, I made a woman squirt in my face. I don't know if I like that more than what the guy just did to my face. I don't know which one brought me more pleasure, which is very weird. I shouldn't be feeling like this. So yeah, so I get off
Yeah,
stage, I'm
that's fine.
high, dude. I'm like, oh my god, I just destroyed. I changed the vibe of the room. You know when you change the vibe of a room when the room is dead, and then
Mhm.
just by pure talent and comedic smarts, you're
Mhm.
able to like, oh, now it's a comedy show. You know that feeling? I was so
Yeah.
proud of myself. My
Yeah.
ego was right up there. So I had another 2 shows at Delhi. So I jump
Nice.
in my car. I go to Delhi. I'm like, I got this. Everything's gonna be fine. You know, cocky.
Mhm.
I go on stage and boy oh boy did not cocky
Oh,
Ammer
really?
is
Oh,
not
jeez.
funny. Like I do the same
Dude, it's fun.
punchline and
It's
everybody goes,
It's honestly
oh.
yeah. Yeah, honestly, the cocky feeling is it's almost like poison, you know? Because even if you're like you're in a room, you see the competition around you, and you're like, these guys suck. I'm gonna do, and then I always need to like, especially now, like I'm starting back doing these really insane open mics sometimes, like. So I'm like, but I still need to be like, oh, like I could bomb horribly too, actually. Like I could actually bomb horribly. So I go on I force myself to get anxious again, you know, like or nervous or whatever, you know the energy feeling.
Excited. Yeah.
So like, cause yeah, excited, yeah. When you're okay, so to get from where I am right now to get to let's say downtown London, like downtown London takes 30 minutes, right? Not that bad, pretty good. But on the weekend, I didn't realize I was booked to do some brunch show. So brunch show, like everyone's just when you think brunch in like Canada, it's like eggs and toast and bacon. Here
Yeah.
it's like no, they don't even eat food. They just drink tons and tons of liquor. That's what brunch is. They get so wasted. I'm like, holy. And so
Liquid diet.
the show's at like
Uh,
1:30. I'm like, oh, yeah, liquid diet. That's why they're still fat, but you know, but I the show's at 1:30. I'm like, oh, I have so much time. I look, the trains we're going through maintenance on our line, right? So I'm like, holy, what does that mean? Like, what do I do? And I look, oh, it's only gonna take me an hour and a half. It's fine. I'll like, cause it's like you have to go to the train station, take the train, then take a bus to another train, and then take the tube all the way to the show. And then I go on the bus. The bus is in traffic for an hour and a half. I leave my house at 10 a.m. I get there at showtime at 1:30. I'm in the freaking bus. I'm like, and the whole time I'm sitting next to this guy, and the whole time he's like, he's like squirming in his seat. I'm like, what's wrong with this guy? He's like, I'm like, what the hell? So I'm like, just trying to ignore him. I'm just trying to like, you know, when you're late for something, you just focus about how late you are. You're like, I'm
yeah.
late. I'm so late. You're just like, you need to like feel stupid. And then I swear to God, I look over at his phone. He's like on Google Maps looking directions to a place, and he's like, And I look at closer, and it's for adult circumcision. For adult circumcision. And I'm like, this guy, okay, I didn't feel so bad anymore. I'm like, okay, it's fine. Like, I don't need to. I'm not late. I'm fine. Like, I should. This guy's late.
He's 25 years late, bro. He's
He's 25 years late.
your bris should have happened when you
That's
were
good.
like 5 days old, bro. Not not when you're 25.
Oh, that's good.
Poor guy. Oh my god.
That's good. I
Oh,
know.
that's hilarious. That can only happen in London.
I know.
Because
I
that
know.
means
Claire was even saying like, that's so relatable in London. Like it's so relatable just in London. Like it's perfect. Like you as a Canadian doing that joke on stage would like kill because it's like I'm a new comedian. I'm a new guy from Canada. This is what I've
Yeah.
noticed. You know?
because he has. You know
That's
what that
funny.
means? That means he's gonna get there, and then the doctor is gonna do his
Yeah.
adult circumcision, and then he has to take the train back. You understand? Because it's London.
2 hours.
No one takes
Yeah,
a cab. It's so
So
expensive.
funny.
So he's gonna chop his penis, and he's like, "All right,
That's
gonna take
crazy.
the cab back." It's gonna take him 8 hours. He's gonna be like the
Yeah.
Jews when they cross the desert to get to Israel. It's gonna take 40 years to get to the promised land. Is it like one of those
That's
the
funny.
double
I
decker
noticed-
buses?
Sorry.
Is it one of those
No,
double
it
decker
was like
buses?
it was actually. It was
Nice.
actually, yeah.
Oh.
We did take a double decker bus for 2 hours. I was like, oh, you're just like.
Are you on
like, oh.
on top or are you
Um,
where do you sit usually?
No. I'm the bottom. On top I get car sick. I'm like, oh, it just because the top goes like whoa, whoa, you know.
Smart.
So I
didn't
get
think of that.
sick. I'm like, oh,
It's nice
yeah,
to sit at
right
the
in
top
the front.
if-
I'm like, I can't go in the back.
Really? But if
Yeah.
you sit on top, I like to sit on top in front of the window so you can see.
Mhm.
That's pretty cool. That I like to, but anywhere else on top, you're ready. I just vomit
Look.
and I want to cut my penis again. It's horrible.
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool if you're in the city. We were on the highway on a double decker bus going down the highway.
I didn't even
And you're
know
like,
they could
"Oh,
go on
God."
on the highway. Oh, that's terrifying.
So it's like, yeah, and it's so loud.
Oh my god, I didn't know
what the
they were
hell?
even allowed
Oh,
to
yeah.
get on the
No, it
on
was
the
fun.
on the highway. Okay, so how many shows have you done so
Yeah.
far? Like you're doing like 4 or 5, you're back on your regular 4 or 5 shows a week schedule. Bam, bam, bam.
No, not 5. I haven't been able to get that many shows yet, man. It's like I'm slowly. It went from like 0 to 1 a week to 2 a week to like 3 next week, and then hopefully
Oh, that's
whatever
nice.
more. You know.
3 next week. That's great.
Yeah.
That's great. And are they in
Yeah, I'm pretty sure
London
it's
or are they in Chelmsford? Chelmsford.
I think they're all in London next week, and they're in,
Okay, that's nice.
yeah. Oh, I'm actually doing. I can't remember. I'm doing a comedy show. There's a few comedy places in my like 5-minute walk from me, which is nice. Like I'm like I could just walk 5 minutes, which is pretty sweet. So I'm gonna do tomorrow. Actually, there's a show like just 10 minutes down the road walking from me, which is
Wow,
nice. And I
good.
could just
Paid?
run in there.
They're paying you?
No. This is not paid. This is just like, it's like I don't know. Just I asked the guy last week, and he's like, "Yeah, come." Yeah, it's a Tuesday.
I hope you start your own show, man. After this, I'll if you want, I'll put you in touch with Amy, and you can see if you wanna. So the Good Night UK
Yeah.
edition, dude. How
Yeah,
awesome would that be?
Especially like in the spring when people start coming out again, everyone's like, "Ah," you know.
If you're telling me all your shows are booked, imagine, dude,
Yeah.
your talent of like poster making, video making, hosting, everything we learned together. If you combine all that, you could have
Mm-hmm.
a fantastic show in the UK. Like you could have a really
Yeah,
good
it
show.
could be good. It could be great. Yeah.
Make some money.
Yeah. It's just yeah. A lot of these guys. Yeah. Hopefully, I need to. Yeah, I'm down. Look, I'm coming back in March, by the way, for like 5 weeks, and then I'll be back in April.
Nice.
So yeah,
Nice.
which is crazy.
That's
I
good.
feel like I'm already like kind of settling in. I'm settling in, but then I'm like being plucked back out. So I'm like you know, like for the longest time I was like, oh, like I miss home sorta. And now I'm like, I don't really miss it that much. And then I'm gonna be brought back, and then I have to come back. It's such a weird like back and forth. Like I'm so confused where I am.
It's. But I think it's good for you.
Yeah.
You if you get too comfortable, you become a different human. I think always keeping you on your toes, on your tippy toes, always. It's gonna be good for your creativity.
Yeah.
You're gonna build a little. How do you call it? Like a little aura to you. Like, oh, look at this guy. He goes to Montreal all the time, makes these awesome videos, comes back, does new jokes, goes by. Ooh, look, hey, Gabe is back. I'm gonna probably set up a live podcast. Once you have your dates.
No, I didn't book, but I think it's March 15th. I'm aiming for March 15th.
Okay, so I'll book I'll book like a Tuesday. We'll have a live podcast. Get to see you. That would be great, man. March 15th too. I'm gonna see you then in like 3 weeks.
Like a month.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
pretty
crazy.
much.
Isn't that great?
Yeah,
Oh, that's so nice.
I know. Hopefully,
did
like
you
spring.
celebrate-
Hopefully, the snow will be gone.
Yeah, me too, dude. Well, listen, I've been told that we've had 2 of the worst storms in recent history of Canada. But since I've been sick, I haven't left my house at all. So you would have to ask the poor immigrant DoorDash driver who've been delivering my food, how's the weather outside? Because I have no idea. No idea how's the weather outside.
Oh my God.
Nothing. I don't. I know.
Dude,
I
your
left
car.
my car.
Your car must be raped.
One street away. I don't even know what it looks like.
Yeah.
I don't even know if my car's still there. I don't know under how much snow. I don't even know if I have a car. I'm gonna have to eventually go check it out, but not today. Oh, but
Can you hire Uber to dig out your car?
well, in the olden times,
That'd be
I
good.
would have went to a teenager and it's like, hey, here's $20.
Yeah.
Go. But now, if you approach a teenager, you end up on a list. Beep, boop, beep. So I can't just go talk to teenagers like, hey, kid, do you want to
Yeah.
make some money? You can't do that anymore. So apparently, I think we've had 70 centimeters of snow, which is,
Wow, that's cool. That's wild.
yeah.
Wow.
So, and now there's 70
Whoa.
kilometers
Shaq.
per hour winds outside. So I'm like, I'm not leaving the house.
Whoa.
I'm not leaving.
No.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's been a
So-
rough
oh
week,
yeah.
man.
Oh yeah. Remember you were telling me. Remember you were telling me how everyone does a lot of coke here. How
Yeah.
everyone is like a big, huge cokehead or whatever.
Huge.
Yeah.
The
So,
UK,
so after
baby.
the show, I'm with Claire, and we go to this pub. We're just like looking
Yeah.
for like a fun pub to hang in. You know, we find this really fun pub. It's like outside looks old school, but inside is like amazing music from hip hop to like 70s to like disco, and everyone's like having a good time. We're all laughing and. So I go stand at the bar. There's this older Latina woman sitting by herself, and there's like this British very disheveled like British looking guy, just like bugging her, talking to her, but she's very friendly. They're all like laughing, but he's like absolutely wasted. He's like so screwed up. He's like, but she thought it was like funny. I think, I don't know. Like that guy, to me, if he was doing that to me, I'd be terrified. I'm like, this guy looks insane. His face was like this the whole time. It was like
Oh yeah.
he was like jacked out, like so
I have a
jacked
question.
out.
I have a question. Was he
Mm-hmm.
bald with a shaved head and fat and white?
No, I don't think he was bald, and he wasn't fat. He was white.
Oh, okay. Because when I imagine an older British man,
Yeah.
I imagine me plus like 60 pounds with like the fucking Irish.
No,
British nose.
he was like he was probably he wasn't old. He wasn't old. He was like in his 40s. He wasn't like an old guy. He wasn't. He was like he was dressed cool, but he was like just up, you know. And so then his buddy shows up, and you could tell his buddy's like just really disappointed because he's like, "Ah, dude, like we overheard that like he's like, bro, I came all the way here to meet you," and he's like, "Sorry, man, I've been drinking all day, doing drugs or whatever." So I tapped the guy on the shoulder. I'm like, "Hey, man, is your buddy okay?" Because his buddy at one point falls backwards and almost falls through the door, like he hits the door super hard, and we're like, "Oh my god!" So I asked his buddy if he's okay. And so me and him and Claire were all talking. He's a really cool, just like he's like 44-year-old guy, just like has a normal job but lives in London, and he's like very cool. And at one point, like we're getting along very, very well. And he's like, "Guys, do you guys do gear?" And I'm like, I knew gear meant cocaine, but Claire was like in her head, she's like camping gear, like hiking gear, like.
survival
You know,
gear,
you know?
like the gear
Like
of a
shoot-
car. I drive stick shift.
survival.
Is that sir what you mean?
And then the whole time, so his buddy just disappears. He just like completely disappears, and so it's me, Claire, this British guy, and then this Latin woman who doesn't speak any English at all. So we're just all in this weird group where like the woman doesn't know what we're talking about, so she's using Google Translate to talk to us, and I'm like, put that phone away. I took out my Chat GPT and I'm like talking to this. This is the future of Google Translate. And so she's like full on going like and then I read it and she said like, is this a gay bar? Because everyone looks like super gay. And I'm like, I don't know if it's a gay bar. I don't know. And then there's like this this is so stupid. There's like this guy standing at the end of the bar. He's just by himself. And he's like this older man, very muscular, long white ponytail, long white beard, but like very stylish, wearing like a tight shirt. And the whole time he's dancing like, ooh, yeah. And so in my ChatGPT, I'm like, you're super gay guy. That guy's super gay. And she's like, oh. And so she goes over to talk to him. But like first I say, hey, nice to meet you guys. I say like, hey, and his name is like Chris. We're like then we become like a bigger group, you know? And then they have a little conversation, the Latin woman and the gay guy, I thought. And they're doing a Google Translate. And then at one point, 10 minutes in, he's like, wait, guys, do you think I'm gay? I'm not gay. And we're like, dude, you're like the most gayest guy. The guy, he was literally like denying. He was like, guys, I am not gay. It's like, come on, dude, gay.
God.
Yeah, that was a fun night. Oh yeah, and then the guy kept on. Yeah, he was like, guys. And then you can tell at one point the guy leaves to the bathroom and comes back and he's like super excited. And I'm like, I was getting like drunker, so like I was telling him I was talking about like Arnold Schwarzenegger, like I was telling him his biography because I read it. And he was so into it. He was like, yes, I love this story, yes. And I'm like, man, I rule at telling this story. and I realized this guy was so high on cocaine. Like he was like, yeah, everything. We was like, you guys are the best couple. Yes. Yeah.
But what an odd bunch of humans. A comedian, you. a PhD in water treatment, your fiance. A guy with a normal job. A Latin woman who doesn't speak English in London, England, and possibly a gay elder homosexual walk into a bar. Like that's the joke. That's the. What's the story of this old Latin woman? How did she? How deep do you go in the conversation?
She was there to. Yeah. She was there to meet like some man that she met, and then she's visiting this man, and that's it. Yeah, that was it. And then we'll put that point where like because you can't go back and forth. You're like, Jesus Christ, okay, I'm done.
I think she's a prostituti frutti. That's what I think.
No, she said she owns a bakery, and that's it. Like, I own a bakery.
I own a bakery too. Have you ever seen my bakery? It's pretty cool. No, bro. She doesn't speak English. How can she open a business? Bakery where she sells empanadas? Yeah, her empavaginas.
No. In Colombia.
Oh, she's from Colombia too? Oh, she's the cocaine connect, bro. The Albanians. You know what I think? Oh my God, I just had this crazy idea. You know how like the hangry guy is like the poster boy for all these restaurants? There's no poster boy for drug dealers.
Oh.
You're like, hi guys.
Maybe
I am
what's his name?
Colombian lady. And today I'm going to hang out with my friend Sven. Ooh, Sven has the best white powder in the city. Oh, yeah. Ooh, I can drink so much. I forgot how to speak English. Hola. His cocaine is so good, I forget how to speak English. Hola, señor. ¿Cómo estás? Do you want gear? I'm just saying, Gabe.
Gear.
That could be the future. No, but like if I was a drug dealer, I would hire a Colombian lady to like, hey, just stand there and be Colombian. You're the, You're the code.
Mm-hmm.
Did you
It's
do
too on the
any
nose.
Greer?
Nobody would suspect it.
Yeah. Did you do any
No,
Greer?
no, never.
Have you? Never. Yeah, me neither.
No.
You might
Yeah.
be tempted.
Nah, I can't. I eat cookies here, you know? I had like a few chocolate chip cookies. It's bad enough,
Oof.
you know?
No. Hey, I wanted to tell you because you've been working out, you've been getting hot. So I started following your brother, Greg, and your brother
Oh,
has been doing like some mountain climbing. Your brother is looking FINE capital letter, dude. Those shoulders
yeah.
are
Yeah,
wider
he's all
than
like-
a- Oh yeah. Oh, he is sexy. No wonder his wife got pregnant, dude. That's
Yeah,
what
he's getting
happens.
Shape for the
Yeah,
for the
she's
for the baby.
he's been climbing that vagina. You know what I'm saying? That's what
Yeah.
those fingers have been working
Yeah,
overtime. Seriously, he's gotten really hot.
That's fine. I was gonna say, yeah, yeah. I know he's in. He's in very good shape. He's very strong.
Is there a competition?
Also, all he does is the the bouldering. No, what do you mean between him and I? Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
I'm not nowhere near in shape as him.
Oh, because
No, I'm not
you
that
lost
in
like
shape at
30
all.
pounds. You've been going to the gym like 4 times a week, 5 times
That-
a week.
That's last year. I think I've gained not most of it, but I probably gained like 10 pounds at least for sure. Like at
Oh,
least maybe even 15. Who knows? I need to lose it
10
again.
pounds.
I'm going back to the gym. Jesus Christ.
And he still has his hair. Dude,
Yeah.
your brother is a smoke show. Is he funny?
Yeah. Yeah, he's pretty funny. He's pretty cool. Like he could be funny. He's
Oh,
he's
magic.
he has like all my ticks, you know. We both have our ticks. Like he has
Yeah.
weird ticks too. He's very strange. He's like probably weirder than me, but he's more normal. Like he contains it all. Like he holds it all in, you know?
Yeah.
But he's well, I like kind of like I twitch and hop and
Well,
walk,
you
know?
you use it for your advantage. You understand? You found a career where all your weirdness makes you shine. He
Mhm.
found his career. He has a normal job, so he has to like push it down, and he has to have a 6-pack. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? You don't need a 6-pack if your is
Nah.
what gets you paid. You don't need a 6-pack. You just need to look acceptable.
That's so funny. I have yeah. I have so many videos that I filmed. I realized I filmed way too many videos. Like I have like still maybe 12 videos like in the can. Like I was all nervous. But like I have like enough videos to last me like 6 months probably. Like I don't need
But
to be
why
hangry
aren't
guy
you-
for a while. I could just like chill.
Why aren't you posting more?
I do like, well, this week I wanted to post more, but because of the snowstorm, I won't get that much reach. Every video was about the
Really?
snowstorm in Montreal.
Oh.
Yeah, every
'Cause-
every video online is about the snowstorm.
Okay, because here's my suspicion is like everybody's home. Everybody's home. Restaurants are empty.
Yeah,
Everybody's home. Everyone's
Yeah.
on their phone. So I'm like, oh, this would be the time to post something.
I know.
Mm.
So a lot of the thing that what makes like a video pop is if it's shareable, right? So I did my sushi video. It didn't do that well because I thought it was gonna be
Really?
like a good Valentine's Day video. You know, like, oh, let's go here for Valentine's Day. But everybody just canceled their Valentine's Day plans because they're like, oh, like it's snowing. Let's just bang, let's do anal in the car, you know? So my video didn't do that good engagement wise. Like it did like a fourth of what it usually would do. So I was like,
Really?
okay, I'm not gonna
I checked it
risk
yesterday.
another
it got
video.
like 100,000 views.
The likes weren't that high and the shares weren't that high.
But 100,000
You know?
views isn't enough.
So the likes and the shares, it's just people just like, but I would get more and more likes and more shares and more follows. But it wasn't, people were just like, oh yeah, huh. And the watch time, like they were probably watching like 3 seconds of the video and then skipping it, you know. And then some people, so I didn't want to risk another video losing its reach on Saturday. So I'm like, I'm going to post like next week too. And I'm going to pick and choose which ones, you know. I feel like winter in general is hard for like, especially the content that I'm putting out, like restaurant stuff, out like experience. people want to share that type of stuff. They're not sharing it because it's like they're also sharing because they think it's like funny, but they're mostly sharing it like, oh, let's go here. I want to be like this guy, you know. But if you're like, oh, do I gotta dig my car? Do I go to this, pay like $80 for the sushi? Like, I'm like, it's almost like you're like, fuck this guy. He's having fun. That's in my head
Well,
at least, you know.
it's your first year as the hangry guy. Now you know that the consumer has a cycle. So he will spend money on Valentine's Day, and then for a few weeks he won't go out because he spent a lot of money on Valentine's Day. So maybe the content that you share after Valentine's Day should be like free things to do for free in Montreal. Because
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Cheap things, yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Dude, I can't.
But I'm gonna post a lot more when the.
Yeah?
Sorry, go on.
No,
Sorry, go
keep
on.
talking. Sorry. No, go.
I said, like I'm gonna post a lot more in the summer when like it's a lot easier to like just for people to do stuff. Like I'll post like 3 times a week instead of 1 time because right now like I feel like I'm people are watching but they're not engaging as much. You know, like I think the engaging is more important than just the watching, which is good. But like if I wanna like build an audience, they need to engage and shit and. So
Do you
I'm
have
just
any
posting
video
once,
about a
twice a week, and then I'll have a big reservoir.
do you have a
Sorry, go
video
on.
about a free activity to do in Montreal or a cheap activity?
Yeah, I have one that's like I went to Chalet Barbecue. It's quite cheap and it's delicious and it's cozy. You know, I want to do Chalet Barbecue on. That's like a good spot.
Yeah. 'Cause I'm telling you
one's like a
now-
bowling alley with like good hot dogs.
Oh, 'cause, now people are like,
Yeah.
we don't want to. I spent so much money on Valentine's Day because people left. They went out in Montreal.
Yeah.
Comedy shows were packed. Every show was
Yeah.
sold out. I mean, I didn't do anything.
Wow, cool.
Oh, dude, I lost so much money. I lost so much.
No.
First of all, so Tuesday we do Good Night, very fun show. Joel is like, oh, I feel a little sick, so I'm gonna go home. I'm like, okay, cool. After the show, perfect. I wake up on Wednesday, buddy. Bad. Tuesday night, fever, sweating, headaches, crazy fever dream. I'm like, oh, okay. I have a cold or a flu. I'll be fine. Wednesday, sick as a dog. Thursday, sick as a dog. I'm like, oh, I'm not getting better. And this is the first time in my life where, usually you get sick and the next day you feel a little better and the next day you feel a little better. But I'm not a young boy anymore. I'm 41. So this was the first time in a really, really long time where I got sick and I wasn't getting better the day after or 2 days after. I'm like, oh. And it hit me like, oh, this is what death must feel like. This is what, like, death is. You're sick and then you never get better and then you die. So I started having these like philosophical, like, oh, okay, I guess I'm gonna die now. This, maybe I'll have 20 more flus in my life, and then I'm gonna have the last flu of my life, and then I'm gonna die. It was quite enlightening.
Wow.
Honestly, it was quite enlightening. It opened my eyes
Mhm.
about, like, all right, maybe I should take care of my health. I shouldn't let fear
Yeah. Wow.
affect my decision making, because it was terrible, dude. Terrible. I would wake up
Damn.
and just lie down for 16 hours, go to
Wow.
sleep, and then have terrible dreams. Just terrible, like Jerry Bruckheimer level sci-fi dreams. I would wake up, I'm like, I
Armageddon,
should sell
yeah.
this.
Bruce Willis.
Yeah, I should sell this to Jeffrey Weinstein or whatever. Like, I should, like, this is a great idea for a movie. And I'm like, all right, I know. And you know what's funny? You know how I'm like, okay, things are gonna get better. On day 5, I think, I got a boner.
Oh, that's nice.
And I was like,
It happened.
oh, dude, it brightened my. I'm like, things are gonna get better now, because you don't understand, Gabriel. For 5 days, my dick was useless. I wasn't even pissing, dude.
Whoa.
I was sweating all the water, so my penis was like the appendix. You know the appendix that is useless on the human body? That was my penis. It was just dead weight for 5 days.
Oh, that's funny.
No hard-ons, no boners, nothing. It was just there. And then on day 5, a girl sent me
Yeah.
like a sweet, sexy message, and it made my dick move. I'm like, oh my God,
Oh wow.
things are gonna get better now. It put a smile. It changed my mood. It changed my mood. I'm like, okay, it wasn't a, it wasn't like a, it wasn't like a, it wasn't like a, a Joel Slavic boner.
Yeah, it was half-
wasn't like a,
Half cocked. No.
It was. I'm trying to find the perfect metaphor. It was.
Oh.
You ever see like the prime minister meeting a World War II veteran? And the
Yeah.
veteran, he's like 97 years old, but he still stands up and salutes the prime minister. That was my penis. That was the,
Wow.
this is you. If you blew on my penis, it would go down. But it was still, it moved, and it just. Oh, I'm like, everything's gonna get better now, and I was right, man. The next day, things started getting better, and today, for the first day, I woke up. I taught my students. I'm like, all right, I might
Wow.
leave the house to clear the snow off my staircase because my neighbor is like, she's done with me. Dude, I canceled all my shows.
I took for granted. I didn't realize you were that sick. Like I knew you were sick, but then I thought like, oh, he's probably better by like Friday, because you said like, oh, I have to do a show Friday. I'm like, oh, he's going. I didn't realize he's canceled. Shit.
Friday, I'm like, okay, that was my only concern because I'm like, okay, Wednesday I don't have a show, I'll be fine. Because in my mind, it's a flu. 3-4 days, you're done, right? That's what I always.
Yeah,
The last
that's
time
what
I
I
had a
thought,
flu,
yeah.
this is 3-4 days. But apparently, this is a very strong flu. And again, I'm not a child anymore. I swear to it made me. It made me think about death. It made me think of my grandma. Like this is
Yeah.
a very sad story. You want to hear it?
Mhm.
So, when my grandma
Yeah.
passed away, she passed away of cancer, right? And she used to live with us. And when she got diagnosed with cancer, once I walk in the house and she's sitting there and she's like, I don't know, she's preparing food or lentils, and I see her crying. I'm like, why are you crying, Grandma? And she says, she's like, when am I gonna get better so I can go back to serving you? Like that was her only thought.
Mhm.
Is
Mhm.
like, when am I gonna get better so I can go back to feed my grandkids and my daughter and the family? She didn't care about shows,
Yeah.
about her health. She only cared
Yeah.
about getting better so that
Yeah.
she can serve the people she loved. And I'm like, oh, this is.
Yeah. Wow.
She never got better, and that's one day it's gonna happen to you, and one day
Damn.
it's gonna happen to me,
I
and
know.
then you die. So I'm like, oh, I can't let
Yeah.
all that from the flu, man.
No, that is.
It made me realize how important health is, man. Seriously.
Mhm.
Plus,
Yeah.
I'm just so.
No,
I
know.
watch
I know,
Philadelphia.
right? And you don't. Oh, jeez.
Which is.
You can't watch that when you're sick. You need to watch like Barney the dinosaur or something when you're sick. Something happy.
I mean, it's like, no,
Watch
I never
SpongeBob
watched
or
it. Let me
something.
watch Philadelphia. Oh, have you seen it? Have you ever watched Philadelphia?
I've seen, like in Family Guy, they have like cutaways where it's like Peter Griffin is like sitting there and he's like, it's like the time I watched Philadelphia. And then it's him in a movie theater being like, oh, Tom Hanks, he's great. He's so hilarious. And then it cuts to Tom Hanks. He's like, I have AIDS. And then Peter's like, bah. That's like the only thing of Philadelphia I know is the Family Guy version.
It's an interesting movie, and here's why it's interesting. So here's Philadelphia. For those who know, Philadelphia is a story about Tom Hanks, who is a lawyer, who gets fired from his job at a big firm in Philadelphia because he has AIDS and he's gay. So he got AIDS from being gay. It's a very good
Wow.
movie.
Oh.
Denzel Washington is in it. He. Oh, that's one thing about that movie that shocked me, is that people use the word towards gay people.
Wow.
Oh,
Whoa.
so mean. You can't use as yeah, these ass. Like, dude, you can't call a gay man. It's rude and mean.
Only on stage, and towards the prime minister.
Yes, not yeah, because he's not gay. You can only use it towards straight dumb people. You can't use it toward. It's a different time, right? It's a completely different.
Yeah.
I forgot, like I forgot how hurtful that word is. So yeah, I learned a little. I grew inside.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
That's good.
Tom
That's good.
Hanks, please watch it so you can understand how I feel. Tom Hanks
Okay.
won the Oscar
Yeah.
for playing. I think it's Andrew Beckett playing the
Mm.
role of the gay lawyer. Tom Hanks plays a fantastic man with AIDS. Terrible gay man. He is not believable as a gay man at all. And here's my theory why. Watch all Tom Hanks movies. Here's Tom Hanks magic. Like, like every actor has a magic. Tom Hanks magic is that
Mhm.
every role he plays is like he's a child playing the role
Yeah.
of a grown-up. Every role. Name me a Tom Hanks movie. Give me one that I'll recognize. Go ahead. Go.
Oh, like Big Forrest Gump.
Forrest Gump. He
Yeah.
plays a child who's an adult who's mentally challenged.
Yeah.
Castaway. He's a child
Oh,
playing a postman lost
Terminal.
on an island. The Terminal. He plays a child
Yeah.
who's an immigrant stuck in a. That's his charm. That's why he's captivating,
Yeah.
because he's like, his brain is a child role playing an adult.
Yeah.
But you can't be a child and role play liking getting the ass. So he's
Gay.
not good at being gay. And they tried so dude, his boyfriend in the movie is young Antonio Banderas. You know how easy it would be for me, a very straight man. I've never acted in my life, but if they tell like, hey, Antonio Banderas is gonna be your boyfriend, I'm like, dude, it would be so easy for me to play a game.
That's
Antonio Banderas,
yeah.
everybody is gay next to like it would be so easy to fall in love with him. He doesn't play a gay man well, Tom Hanks, but fantastic AIDS patient.
So funny.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Fantastic AIDS
fine.
patient. Yeah.
Speaking
it's
of
a good
awards, I yesterday the British Academy Awards were on yesterday, called the BAFTAs, and the Academy Awards, like typically they're like 8 hours long. It's like insanely long. The British version is an hour. It's like, let's go. Come on, everybody. Come on, go, go. And it's like movie stars. It's like Adrian Brody and all these whatever. And they're all like, okay. And they're running to the thing. They're like, okay, bye. They're running off, and it's...
They're wearing running
yeah,
shoes
and-
so they
and
can get to the... yeah.
They're running. I guessed 95% of the winners yesterday somehow. I guessed literally.
Wow.
I was like, that's gonna win. That's gonna win. That's gonna. I could have gambled on. I would have been a millionaire. I would have parlayed it like bang, 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 bang. It would have been like 4 million trillion to 1. You know, like it would have been crazy.
And you guess just out of like
Yeah.
chance, or you've seen the movies and you're like, I know this is a good movie, blah, blah, blah.
I've seen like it would be like an interview with the director. I didn't watch any of the movies this year other than like I think I maybe watched the Wallace and Gromit movie, and I was like, oh yeah, that's gonna win. You know, like Wallace and Gromit always wins every time they make a movie once every 15 years, and it wins all the children animation awards. But one of the movies was adapted from a book I read called Conclave. It's about like how they choose the next pope. Like the pope dies, and it's about the process of how they choose the next pope. Really interesting book, but they made a movie out of it, and it stars the evil guy from Schindler's List, like what's his name? Ralph
Fiennes?
Fiennes,
Ralph Fiennes?
right?
Ralph Fiennes, yeah.
Fiennes. I don't know. Everybody yesterday got the name wrong. They're like Ralph Fiennes, Ralph Fiennes, Ralph Fiennes. Every single person said his name completely different, and that's why he probably never won an award. It's because they don't want to say his name wrong. He didn't win yesterday, even though his movie won every single award: best film, best director, and he's finally like, I'm finally gonna win an award, and he's never won, and he didn't win because they don't want to say his name.
Listen, whatever your theory is, it's working. Weird name, you can't win awards.
And, yeah.
Next.
I was on the tube, and I noticed
Ooh, on the
how
tube.
there are some rich ass people on the tube. There was like a super old guy dressed like in this, like a really expensive work suit. He's like probably like 80 years old, and he's just sitting there with this briefcase that looked like it was $4,000, like ebony black, just such a perfectly black. And him with his like young protege who's probably like 52, and they're like taking the train back, and they're just both standing there with like a newspaper from the future because they're rich. They're like super like decked out, and it's so funny. And I'm just there like just tipsy after like a brunch show, getting drunk with like some like gearhead, and it's just like this super rich, like looks like he's about to get in a helicopter type guy. It's so weird. You're just right next to that. Yeah.
But that's what I love about the metro in London or New York, is that in the same train, you'll have millionaires, lawyers, or financial people next to homeless guys, comedians, single mom.
Yeah.
They're all, because
Right.
no one wants to be in traffic, so they all have to take the subway. So it just normalizes everybody. Like we all have
Yeah.
to live together. The rich, the
Yeah.
poor, the brown, the white, we're all, let's not try. But he's crazy. He's not smart. I would hide my richness. Wouldn't you hide your
I don't know.
richness?
I was also like I was standing next to some guy, and he was like dressed like he was working at a hospital. I'm like, what is the guy, nurse or something? And you could read like their names are printed on their actual like outfits. And I read it's like Doctor, like some like African name like Hula Buga. No, wait, no.
Dr. Hula Buga,
whatever.
yes.
And it's
Famous
it's like-
pediatrician.
yeah.
Safe.
He's an orthopedic surgeon. And I was like, God damn, this guy's gonna cut me in half. I know.
Understand this
Crazy,
guy
huh?
must be making like £1 million a year.
It's crazy, yeah. And he's just standing there. He's just like, I gotta get off the train now. Like, I gotta get to work.
And he's sitting
Cool.
next to you making £80 a week. I love that. I love
Yeah.
that. I love that.
Yeah.
You
Yeah, it's
reminded
cool.
me of New York. I wanted to bring up a point. So, as I told, I went to New York a couple of weeks ago, and I noticed something. I went to a few restaurants because I was just eating out, and I noticed two restaurants had electronic bidets in their washrooms.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
One
so
of them
lucky.
One of them made sense. It's a Japanese restaurant, so I'm assuming they have a lot of Japanese clientele. Like, let me bring a blinger. We'll have sake from, Hiroshima, and we'll have bidets because, it reminds you of home.
Mhm.
But the other place was just like a regular hamburger place that I ate, and I went to the washroom. I'm like, oh, I have a very similar bidet. So they're slowly starting to,
Oh, wow.
people, they're starting to respect. But
Good.
bidets, I thought about it. Bidets, it's very hard to convince someone to try bidet because I've had a bidet for years now. Have you ever tried my bidet?
I had, yeah.
Yeah.
When you got it.
Yeah. I had so many people, they're like, no, I'm good. I'm like, try the bidet. They're like, what do you think? I shit
Yeah,
on
why
it?
not?
And then I'm okay with it being... People treat bidets like used sex toys. They're like, oh, I don't want to touch that. I'm like, this is
Why?
not
Yeah.
the same thing. It's not...
Yeah.
Because I remember
Yeah.
I had a...
So-
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
What's the deal with that?
You're done. You're done. So I was watching. I was watching the British version of Shark Tank. It's called like Dickhead's Den or something, and it was like the invention the person brought to the British sharks was just a bidet. It was like, in my new thing, it's a bidet. And they're like, my God, I've never seen this in my entire life. Like, they've never seen it. And nobody wanted to use it. And it was like, we're going to rip. It was basically, like Tushy in America? They basically just stole that. Like a very, like, shed down version of it. Like a very basic version. It's going to cost 30 pounds. We're going to put it on every toilet. And it's like, they're like, this will never work in England. That's the worst idea. English people will never. And it's like, why? And the way they were trying to promote it was, they're saying, like, think of the trees you're gonna save and all this stuff. And Claire was like, it's the worst way to promote it. This is how you promote it. Let's say you're walking down the road and you step in dog shit. You're just gonna wipe your foot, or like, let's say you get your hand in dog. Are you just gonna wipe your hand with toilet paper, or are you gonna wash your hand? Like, they should just say that, because then they seem stupid for not washing their ass.
The way marketing bidets is very hard. It's very hard because no one wants to try a bidet. Everyone's terrified that they're gonna add more on their ass once they press the button to have water. It's gonna be like the water you just shat on is being thrown. That's what they think. People, but the second it's like doing heroin, I assume. The second you do, like, oh, this is amazing. I want to do this till I die. You just have to. So that's why that's why Hello Tushy exists. Hello Tushy. How much did you pay for your Hello Tushy? You paid
like
what?
$50 or something, or maybe more, $80 or some shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I bet you they're not making a lot of money on it. The money they're making is on the expensive models like mine. So they just want to, like, well, you know what? We won't make money off that product. We just want people to install it at their home so that they have your own. You need your own bidet to use bidet. Dude, even me who uses bidet, I don't know if I would feel comfortable using the bidet of a public restaurant or like of a public washroom.
Yeah, I guess not.
What if a guy is sucking
I guess
on
depends
it
where. Like apparently in Japan, sucking on it. That's how Tom Hanks got AIDS in Philadelphia. Yeah.
You know how he got AIDS? I'll tell you how he got AIDS.
No.
He had sex with a stranger in a gay porno cinema.
Oh, jeez, that's hardcore.
I can't even imagine Tom Hanks having sex. Yet alone in a gay cinema.
Does he die at the end of it?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Was he like?
It's quite a. There's a lot of
sad.
homophobia. Even his lawyer is homophobic. For like 90% of the he's like, hey man, I ain't no. Yo, I'm Denzel Washington. I'm a cool lawyer. Yo. Then like a black guy talks to him. He's like, hey man, you're doing a great job. Thank you so much. The guy's like, my man. Oh, because he thought he was like talking to him because they're both black.
Damn.
And then the other black guy is like, hey, you want to go fucking. He's like, I ain't no. That's why people don't like you. And he's like, he just walks away with toilet paper. It's funny.
Whoa.
Oh yeah. It's very homophobic.
Okay, I should watch it.
It's a great movie.
Oh,
it's a great movie. But you'll see. Tom Hanks, fantastic AIDS patient, terrible gay man. Antonio Banderas is so hot when he's young, dude. It's insane.
Yeah, I know too much. It's too crazy. He's wild. Him and Pierce Brosnan are kind of like alternate, like British, and like you can kind of alternate them if you want. If you just want a British version or a Latin version, you can kind of like switch them around. You know, it's weird.
Crazy.
Like,
you just made me realize if I was gay, I'd have a type. Because Pierce Brosnan and Antonio Banderas are like, I've been talking about them for 10 years now. Just this podcast. I brought up these two men. Even George Clooney, you can kind of
Yeah.
put them also in that,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, he's cool.
Ay ay ay. Ooh. It's getting
He's cool.
caliente in here. You know
Hey,
what I'm saying?
Chihuahua.
Hi Chihuahua. All right, buddy. Buddy, it was so good to see you, man. I'm happy.
Yeah, good ep. This is great, everybody.
I'm happy you're starting to flourish in
Yeah.
new soil.
The good old UK. I know. Stoked. I'm happy. I like it. I'm excited to learn the scene. You know, like okay, this is the good show, or there's like a bunch of comedy clubs. Okay, how do you get into these clubs? Like, get into top secret comedy club.
Louis C.K. is coming to the UK, by the way. If you want to go check him out.
Really? Okay,
Yeah.
I'd 100% go. Amazing.
Yeah. If you go to louisck.com, you'll find all his dates and whatever. He'll
Okay.
probably do like guest
Nice.
spots in
Fuck yeah.
tiny rooms around the city as well.
Oh wow. Yeah. Nice.
All right, my friend.
Sick.
That was so good, man. That felt good to the
Right.
soul.
Yeah, me too. I felt I had a fun time.
I love you, brother. I love you so much.
Mwah.
Take care, man.
Love you guys.
See you next
Love
week.
you. Love you. I'll miss you. I'll
Oh,
see
bye,
you later.
everybody. I
Talk
love
to
you,
you soon.
Gene. I love
Bye.
everybody. Mwah.
Bye,
Bye.
pod.
Bye.
Girl's ass bleach brighter than heaven. Hammers been on